The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
For the second time in 2 starts, Bowden Francis took a no-hitter into the 9th inning and then allowed a run. But unlike back on August 24th against the Angels when he allowed the first hit of the game in the 9th inning and Chad Green comes in and he shuts things down and they end up beating the Angels 3-1. This time, this afternoon against the Mets, Chad Green came in and allowed 4 runs. The Blue Jays allowed 2 more runs after he got yanked. They're down 6-1. They go to the bottom of the 9th. They get one run. Addison Barger brings in a run, and they end up losing 6-2. And there's so much to unpack here about Bowden Francis and the Jays as a whole and their whole season in the microcosm this game is for their entire season. And I thought we were done with like the giant Jays moments, but we got another one in mid-September because fun this season is never ending. So I just let's get to the just amazingness of Bowden Francis first, and then we'll talk about the pain after of this season. Because right now, with the way Bowden Francis is pitching, we can't even get to a level of hyperbole to exaggerate the reality of what he's doing. The numbers at which I'm about to read to you sound made up. They're better than like prime Pedro Martinez over the course of a same start span. They're better than prime Roger Clemens. They're Nolan Ryan. Like everything I'm about to read to you is so ridiculous. Let's start with the lowest whip ever in a 6-game span in MLB history. He has a 0.40 whip right now. That beats the previous record of the 0.41 whip that Jacob deGrom had in 2021. And the previous record before that was set in 1915 by Grover Alexander. I don't even, what's a Grover Alexander? Let me just Google Grover Alexander, American baseball player. Oh, yeah, this man was born in 1887, nicknamed Old Pete and Alexander the Great. That's the type of records that Bowden Francis is beating right now. I'm going to go over to Sportsnet stats. They have Bowden Francis, MLB ranks since August, minimum 30 innings pitched. He's first in whip, first in opponent batting average, first in strikeout percentage, third in walks per 9 innings. His strikeout and walk ratio, third. Chase percentage, third. He's the best pitcher in Major League Baseball, bar none right now. And he started this season he got removed from the rotation because he sucked too much. That's Bowden Francis' season right now. A couple more things from Sportsnet stats. Bowden Francis is the second pitcher in Blue Jays history to go in the 9th inning with a no-hitter on multiple occasions. This is also from Sportsnet stats, the last one I'll read here. Blue Jays no-hitters broken up in the 9th since Dave Steve's no-no in 1990. We had David Cohn, it happened to in 1995. Roy Halladay, it happened to him in 1998. Dustin McGowan in 2007. Brandon Morrow in 2010. Bowden Francis like 2 weeks ago, and then Bowden Francis again today. I don't know what it is with this franchise, but we can't get over the hump of the no-hitter, and we can't complete it. And it seems like it doesn't seem like we do always get to the 9th inning, and then it gets broken up. And with Bowden Francis, I just want to, like, they have something so cool here in Bowden, and it's a shame that it's happening with this season. And I've been thinking about this recently with Vladdy. And Vladdy is having, if Aaron Judge doesn't exist, like Vladdy might win the MVP this season if this team was good and Aaron Judge wasn't around. Like and Aaron Judge is having like a bad month. That's why I'm like even more confident that he'd be right in the thick of this MVP conversation. So with the Bowden Francis stuff and what he's been doing the last 6 starts, where his opponent's batting average is 0.92, the second lowest over a 6-start span in MLB's live ball era. That's since 1920. He's been doing all this stuff. And it's been in the middle of a season where this team is supposed to be contending, and yet they are in last place in the American League East. And it's just such a shame that they've wasted a great Vladdy season in the emergence of Bowden Francis. It proves that next year, we're not like, this isn't a team that should be rebuilding. There are pieces here that are for a contender. And it should have been this year everything came together, and a guy like Francis is doing this while this team is competing for a wild card spot, competing for the top of the AL East. And for Chad Green to come in the ninth inning, and then in the 1-1 game after Bowden Francis allows the home run that breaks up the no-hitter in the ninth inning, for the Blue Jays to not be able to then just hold it together, just hold together a 1-1 lead and then bring it to the ninth inning, give your team an opportunity to hit and maybe get that extra run to at least get the win on the game for Bowden, for the fans at Rogers Center. You're not going to win every game. There's 162 baseball games. You're going to blow some leads. You're going to blow some saves, even though this isn't really a blown save. It was 1-1 when Chad Green came in and allowed the 4 runs. So you're not going to win every game. But to not have the run support in this moment, in a lost season, it feels just like another domino on the emotional toll this season has taken on us Blue Jays fans. It's just another thing on top of the laundry pile. We should have just come together as a team and found a way to win this game, because tomorrow's game, or they don't have a game tomorrow, Friday's game doesn't matter, Friday's game, I don't know, maybe it will be. It's not going to be a no-hitter in the ninth inning. On a lost season, it feels from an emotional standpoint important to win this game. And this team, just from how they make you feel, always feels like a letdown. They can't ever get the ones that feel important. And obviously you wish they got 90 of them before this point, and they had 90 wins and they got all those wins and they were important. But in a season where they've spent from April to September 11th when this happened, just disappointing and disappointing and disappointing. And you get to this moment again and they disappoint. They can't even close out this win for Bowden Francis. And I don't fault Bowden Francis for giving up the no-hitter or anything like that. I'm not talking about him leaving fans disappointed. I'm talking about Chad Green, who's been fantastic all season long, can't live up to this moment. And then it's not even like they keep things close where it's 2-1 and then you get to the bottom of the ninth and it's like, okay, 2-1, you allowed a run, it's all right. No, they made it 6-1, and then we got to the ninth inning. And then we get 1 run, and there's an opportunity to Vladdy to get to the plate and be the tying run. Of course they don't get to that moment. Of course they don't get to that moment. Of course they lose this game, because that's been the disappointing nature of the Blue Jays this year. And that's been a summary of the 2024 Blue Jays. It's you expect good things and they never come, and it's always a tinge of disappointment. But I just want to say, Bowden Francis, what he's doing, like, you can't applaud it enough. David Schneider made a huge catch, I believe that was in the 4th inning, against the wall to preserve the no-hitter. What a steal for a guy who's been useless at the plate all season long. What a great catch he made. That was awesome to see. And then they couldn't close it out for him. They couldn't keep it close to give the bats an opportunity. The bats didn't come alive from innings 1 to 8. Like, I'm saying they didn't get a chance from the pitching staff. The relief pitchers who've been abysmal all season long. They ranked 28th in every major category if you look at the relief pitching stats. The bats didn't come alive from innings 1 to 8 either. They didn't give him any run support. That's the Blue Jays. That's the Blue Jays. Your pitcher has a no-hitter, and all you could get all game long was a fielder's choice with the bases loaded to bring in a run. Disgusting stuff. But they have Bowden Francis for next year, and I hope just it continues rolling into next season. This kid's awesome, and every start is a must-watch start for Bowden Francis the rest of this season. That's it That is it for me today. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be watching or listening to this right now, and I appreciate you for that. If you are not subscribed to the Jesse Blake Sports Report YouTube channel, hit subscribe. I appreciate every single subscription. That is it. Good night from Toronto.
And that is how it's done.
The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
Jesse Blake, the guy that likes to hear his name twice in one sentence. Sure, I know him. No, he doesn't have an ego at all.